Welcome to this week's episode of Sexpertise. I am your host, the Erica Rivera, and today we're talking about a topic that's incredibly relevant as we approach Valentine's Day. Today we're going to talk about sexual health in relationships and how to keep things hot and healthy. Whether you're in a committed relationship, newly dating, or enjoying the single life, this episode is full of insights to help you prioritize intimacy and wellness in your life. Sexual health goes beyond just physical well-being. It's deeply tied to emotional intimacy, as well as trust and communication. When both emotional and physical needs are addressed, it creates a stronger and more fulfilling connection with your partner or with yourself. This episode is about equipping you with the tools to nurture both aspects of your relationships. So, grab a notebook if you'd like to jot down tips or just sit back and enjoy. By the end of today's episode, you'll have actionable advice on everything from communication and consent to self-care and spicing things up. Let's give into the journey of keeping your relationships both hot and healthy. Let's start by laying the foundation. Why is sexual health so crucial for thriving relationships? Well, sexual health is more than just what happens in the bedroom. It's a reflection of your connection, your trust, and your emotional bond. When these elements are strong, they contribute to both your happiness and your overall well-being. Emotional intimacy and physical intimacy are deeply interconnected. When you feel emotionally supported and secure in your relationship, it enhances your physical connection. And conversely, a healthy sexual relationship can strengthen your emotional bond. This is why addressing both is key to keeping the spark alive. And why talk about this now? Well, Valentine's Day is around the corner, and it's the perfect time for self-reflection and open conversations about love and intimacy. Whether you're looking to strengthen a current relationship, navigate a new one, or focus on self-love, this discussion is for you. Let's make this Valentine's Day not just romantic, but also meaningful. Communication. I talk about this every episode. It is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. I should now put that on a shirt because I say it all the time, especially when it comes to intimacy. Being able to openly discuss your desires, preferences, and boundaries with your partner fosters trust and ensures that you're on the same page. It's not just about talking, it's about creating a safe, judgment-free space for those conversations. Start by expressing yourself clearly and kindly. Use I statements like, I would love to try, or I feel most comfortable when. This approach helps prevent misunderstandings and defensiveness. Likewise, listening is just as important. Pay attention to your partner's responses and ask clarifying questions to show that you value their perspective. Now, difficult conversations might feel awkward, but they're necessary. Maybe you're unsure how to bring up a sensitive topic, or you're worried about rejection. Remember, the goal is mutual understanding. When handled with care, even challenging discussions can bring you closer together. Think of these talks as opportunities for growth. Now, this is something else that we've talked about in past episodes, but we're going to touch base on it today, and that's consent. Consent isn't just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing conversation. It's the foundation of healthy intimacy, and ensures that both partners feel respected and valued. Consent goes beyond just saying yes or no. It's about enthusiastic agreement, where both parties feel excited and comfortable with what's happening. I would say a good way to establish consent is through regular check-ins. For example, asking, "How does this feel?" Or saying, "Let me know if you want to pause." These moments of communication not only reinforce trust, but also make your partner feel safe. Remember, consent can be withdrawn at any time, and respecting that is essential. Let me repeat. Consent can be withdrawn at any time. So make sure that you respect that. For relationships with power dynamics, which we also spoke about in a previous episode, whether it's due to age, experience, or other factors, being mindful of that consent is even more important. Make sure both partners have equal freedom to voice their desires or concerns without fear of judgment or pressure. Consent is not just a rule, it's a way to show love and respect. And someone has decided to join me for this episode. This is Pepper. I did not expect that. This is why this is done live, because things like this could happen. All right, so Pepper's going to join me for this next slide. We're going to talk about safe sex practices. Safe sex is a vital part of any sexually healthy relationship. It's not just about protecting yourself and your partner from STIs or unintended pregnancies, but it's also about fostering trust and open communication. Regular sexual health checkups should be part of your routine, whether you're in a monogamous relationship or dating multiple partners. Using contraception effectively is another key element. Take time to explore the different options from condoms and birth control to IUDs or even non-hormonal methods. Have a conversation with your partner about what works best for both of you. This transparency strengthens your bond and helps avoid misunderstandings. Now, beyond the physical health, safe sex also involves emotional readiness. I feel that when we talk about safe sex, we focus a lot on birth control methods and kind of like the medical side of things, but it does go beyond physical health. Are you both on the same page about your expectations and feelings? Addressing these questions openly allows you to build a deeper and healthier connection. Remember, safe sex isn't just being responsible, it's also empowering. What exactly is sexual wellness? I'm glad that we're touching base on this today because everything I do revolves around sexual wellness or sexual education. And I've done certain topics during each episode, but we haven't really gone over the umbrella term of sexual wellness and what that is. So, sexual wellness is the balance of your emotional, physical, and sexual health. This means nurturing not only your sexual connection with your partner or with a partner, but also your self-awareness and self-care practices. Sexual wellness is personal and it looks different for everyone. At its core, sexual wellness is about understanding your body and its needs. This includes recognizing what brings you pleasure, what makes you uncomfortable, and how your sexual health impacts your overall well-being. Acknowledging these aspects helps you take charge of your intimacy. If you ever feel unsure about your sexual wellness, seeking professional help is a smart step. Whether it's a doctor for your physical concerns or a therapist for your emotional challenges, addressing these areas with care and attention is key to living a fulfilling and confident life. Now, all relationships face challenges, but the key to overcome them is recognizing issues early and addressing them with intention. I would say that some of the most common obstacles that couples face can include mismatched libidos, falling into routine, or feeling disconnected emotionally. Those are some of the concerns that I see the most, especially when I see clients. And these challenges are normal, and they don't mean that a relationship is failing. It simply means that it's time to pivot and refocus. So for couples in long-term relationships, reigniting the spark may require breaking out of your comfort zone. This could mean scheduling date nights, exploring new experiences together, or revisiting a shared hobby or shared hobbies. Small intentional efforts can go a really long way in reestablishing intimacy and strengthening your bond. Now, if you and your partner have different levels of desire, open communication is crucial. Focus on understanding each other's needs and finding compromises that work for the both of you. Keyword, for the both of you. Remember, it's not about blaming or fixing anyone. It's about working together to find balance and connection. If needed, seeking guidance from a professional therapist can actually offer valuable tools to navigate these challenges. Self-care is also essential. It's an essential part of maintaining your sexual health, whether you're single or in a relationship. For couples, self-care doesn't mean neglecting your partner. It means taking care of yourself so that you can bring your best self into the relationship. When both partners prioritize their well-being, it creates a healthier and more supportive dynamic. And I do feel like some people disagree with me here that putting yourself first is best. So when you're with someone, you need to come first. And like I said, it's not like you're not neglecting that person. You're putting your self-care as priority so that you can be the best person for them. You can show up at your best within the relationship. This goes for family dynamics as well. You know, people say the kids come first, or my partner comes first, my spouse comes first. No, you come first. You come first, then your partner, then your kids. And it's fine if you disagree with me. We all have our opinions, but that one is mine. And I feel this way exactly because of what I'm saying now. You have to put your self-care first in order to show up at your best for your partner or your children, etc., etc. If you neglect yourself, it's going to show within your family dynamic, within your relationship dynamic. If you're neglecting yourself and your well-being, and let's say you're miserable, for example, it's going to trickle down, and people are going to feel that, and you're not going to be showing up at your best. So that's really what I mean by coming first. A lot of people think like, oh, well, that's selfish, and really your spouse should come first, or your spouse should be a priority, or your kids should be a priority. I'm not saying they're not a priority. You just need to be at the top. All right. Now for singles, self-care is about embracing self-love and celebrating your independence. So this can look like exploring your own desires, learning about your body, or treating yourself to experiences that bring you joy. So kind of like you're dating yourself. Remember that self-care is not selfish. It's an act of self-respect and an investment in your overall well-being. So once again, whether you're single or you're partnered, self-care practices can include physical activities like yoga, dancing, mental wellness strategies like journaling or therapy. It can also include exploring your sexuality on your own terms. And taking time for yourself boosts your confidence and enhances your ability to connect with others. And that's the key. It will boost your confidence and enhances your ability to connect with others. And that includes your partner. Now, when we think of intimacy, we often think about physical closeness. That's usually the first thing that comes to mind. But emotional intimacy is probably just as vital, if not more so, for a healthy relationship. Emotional intimacy is about feeling seen and heard and valued by your partner. It's the trust and connection that serve as the foundation for everything else. Strengthening emotional intimacy starts with vulnerability, sharing your thoughts, your feelings, and dreams with your partner, and encouraging them to do the same. Activities like cooking a meal together, going on a long walk, or having uninterrupted conversations, that means without your phone buzzing, can deepen your emotional bond. When emotional intimacy is strong, physical intimacy often flourishes as well. No different than what I said earlier about self-care. If you're emotionally healthy, you're going to be physically intimate in a much better level. So feeling secure and emotionally connected paves the way for deeper trust and a more satisfying sexual relationship. Nurturing both types of intimacy creates a well-rounded and thriving partnership. So, even the healthiest relationships can benefit from a little variety to keep things exciting in the bedroom. Trying new things together can reignite passion and bring a sense of playfulness to your intimacy. Remember, it's not about drastic changes. It's about discovering what works for you both. Start small. Introduce a new form of touch. Or set the mood with lighting and music. If you're ready for more adventurous exploration, discuss fantasies or try role-playing in a way that feels safe and fun for both partners. Keep communication open and check in with each other along the way. Consent and communication. The key to spicing things up is curiosity and mutual respect. Those are the two ingredients right there. Curiosity, mutual respect. You can spice things up. Never, ever feel pressured to do something you're uncomfortable with, and always prioritize consent. Whether you're adding a spark or rediscovering your chemistry, these moments of novelty can bring new life to your relationship. In today's world, we are constantly exposed to unrealistic portrayals of love and sex through media and social platforms. These comparisons can seem pretty unfair expectations for our relationships and can lead to unnecessary frustration. Instead, focus on authenticity and what works for you and your partner. That's it. It's important to remember that every relationship is unique, and what matters is not how your relationship looks like to others, but how it feels to both of you. Embrace the quirks and imperfections and growth opportunities that come with real life love. This mindset is what's going to create resilience and a mutual appreciation for each other. Patience and compromise are also key to managing expectations. Relationships take effort and understanding. just what it is. There's always going to be ups and downs. By staying grounded in your shared values and goals, you can navigate challenges together with grace. Now, sexual health conversations are often surrounded by shame and stigma, but breaking down these barriers is essential for growth. And it's crazy how many couples don't actually talk about sex or intimacy until maybe years into their relationship. And yes, I said years because that has happened. But it needs to be a normal thing. Talking about sex, intimacy, and wellness should be as normal as discussing any other aspect of health. The more open we are, the more we normalize these important topics. Many people feel hesitant to seek help, whether it's seeing a doctor about sexual health concerns or consulting a therapist about intimacy issues. But there's really no shame in asking for support. In fact, it shows strength and commitment to your well-being and relationships. You have no idea how many times I've heard people say that they don't need me when they find out that I'm a sexual health educator. You know, someone that does sit down with couples and singles to coach them on their sexual wellness. But it's still met with stigma. And I feel like we need to combat that. By fostering an open mindset and encouraging conversations, we can dismantle outdated taboos. These taboos are outdated. Whether it's educating yourself or supporting a partner through their journey, breaking down shame allows for greater connection, trust, and self-confidence. Speaking of sexual health resources, when it comes to sex health, reliable information is key. Reliable. Thankfully, there are countless resources available to help you navigate your journey from online platforms to local clinics. Apps like 𝘋𝑳 and websites like Planned Parenthood offer practical tools for tracking sexual wellness and having access to expert advice. If you're looking for more personalized support, consider reaching out to healthcare providers or therapists who specialize in sexual health. Many professionals will offer virtual consultations. I'm one of them, making it easier than ever to access guidance from the comfort of your own home. I really started to dig into like virtual consults during the year 2020 when we were going through the COVID pandemic. And that's something that I've continued to do today. I feel like it does create a sense of safety, like almost like a barrier, especially for people that are not comfortable talking about sexual health. So I do understand when people don't want to go into an office and talk to someone about their sexual health, but I do feel like it is important to break down that stigma and shame that comes with it. But there are plenty of resources where you can do virtual consults. And remember that sexual health is a lifelong journey. Staying informed and proactive by utilizing the many resources that are at your disposal is key. Knowledge is power, and investing in your sexual wellness benefits not just you, but all your relationships. So, let's quickly recap some of the key points from today's discussion. First, communication is the cornerstone of intimacy. Surprise, surprise. Openly sharing your desires, boundaries, and expectations creates a foundation of trust and connection. Second, consent is essential. Make it an ongoing conversation to ensure both partners feel safe and respected. We also explored the importance of self-care and emotional intimacy, in addition to sexual wellness as an umbrella. Each of these elements contributes to a thriving relationship, whether you're single or partnered. And don't forget to embrace novelty and work through challenges with patience and understanding. Healthy relationships take consistent effort, but the rewards are worth it. By nurturing both emotional and physical aspects of intimacy, you can create a relationship that is fulfilling, passionate, and sustainable. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Sexpertise. I hope that you found today's conversation on sexual health and relationships insightful and empowering. Remember, these tips aren't just for Valentine's Day. They're tools that you can use year-round to keep things hot and healthy. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to join us next week for more discussions about love, sex, and relationships. In the meantime, stay connected with me on social media, the Erica Rivera, and don't forget to share this episode with anyone who might benefit from it. Please subscribe also to my Patreon for behind-the-scenes content and some deep dive conversations. We actually dive a little bit deeper into each episode on there. I have a newsletter that goes out to fellow patrons and all kinds of other goodies. So make sure to do that as well. And until next time, take care of yourself, prioritize your well-being, and celebrate all the love in your life, starting with loving yourself. I will see you soon.